Donald Trump has issued what is very clearly a threat to not just Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, but basically a threat against the entire United States and the government of the United States. During an appearance this week on Iowa's The Simon Conway Show, conservative talk show, with guest host Doug Wagner, Donald Trump was asked about, hey, what happens? You get indicted, you got your base, your people, they're not going to be happy about it. And Donald Trump said it would be very dangerous, implying it would be very dangerous for the country because, as he says, he has a very passionate base. Let me read you this exchange. Donald Trump was asked by Doug Wagner, quote, "Is it something that concerns you of the people making sure that they don't go out of their mind if something like that happens? If that, for example, they do say, Jack Smith says, okay, I'm going to put Donald Trump in jail." Which, for the record, before I even read you what Trump said, this is already a leading and false question because Jack Smith would not be the one to say, I'm putting Trump in jail. A jury of his peers would be the folks to do that. So you can see off the start of it that this is obviously based on false information. But then Trump responded, "I think it's a very dangerous thing to even talk about because we do have a tremendously passionate group of voters, much more passion than they had in 2020 and much more passion than they had in 2016. I think it would be very dangerous." But not dangerous for his people, not dangerous for him. Dangerous for Jack Smith, dangerous for the Department of Justice, dangerous for the federal government, or dangerous for every single one of us in this country that is not a member of the Trump cult. Personally, I think it's that last option. I think Donald Trump, with this statement, is sending a very clear threat to the entire country. If you do not support me, and if they jail me, my people are coming for you. That's the way I interpret that. Perhaps you have another interpretation. I'd love to hear it. Because this is coming from the same man who, as he was approaching Manhattan to be indicted, told people to, quote, protest and, quote, take our nation back. And he also later on promised, quote, death and destruction if he is indicted. Now, obviously, in Manhattan, we did not see death and destruction. Yes, you had a handful of crazed Trump supporters show up. Nothing horrendous happened. We didn't have a repeat of January 6th. But when Donald Trump says things like this, what his base does, because Donald Trump did not tell them to get violent. Let's be totally clear. Like the statement I just read to you, from when he was talking with Wagner, he didn't tell them to be violent. He didn't even tell them to protest or take our nation back. He had said that stuff long ago. He didn't say they would even become violent. He just said it's very dangerous. They're very passionate. But he knows exactly what he's doing. And we know that because we have seen the statements that his supporters have made during the court cases for the Capitol rioters. They hear him say things like this and then they twist it in their heads to think this is an order. It's not a suggestion. It's not a warning. Trump is telling me to do this. I must go do this thing. That's the reason we had one of them load up a van of explosives and head to CNN. Luckily, they were caught before they got there. Because anytime Trump launches an attack, you have enough unhinged members of his very passionate base who believe it to be an order. That's what they think these statements are. When he says, oh, it'll be dangerous, my base is passionate, there are plenty of members of his base who say, you're damn right I am. And if something happens to you, my friend, I'll be right there to take them down. We'll have to wait and see. But in addition to basically giving this dog whistle to his base, Donald Trump is also trying to strike fear into the hearts of the prosecutors and judges and investigators looking into him. I don't think it'll work. Hasn't worked in the past, hasn't worked at all this year. And so far, as I said, we have not had angry Trump supporters showing up and causing violence at any of his arraignments. But it could happen. Donald Trump, I believe, kind of wants it to happen, it seems like. But the fact that they've put this out there already tells us they know the same thing we know. Trump's supporters are not normal. They are, in fact, unhinged, and they're likely going to go crazy if he gets indicted again. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.